Good day there once again, viewers. This is your mate Kamikaze78 here, coming to you guys with some more Planetside 2 content. So guys, I had every intention of posting my next class guide for the game this weekend, but the developers are actually helping me out with some of the content that I need for that video, which won't be happening until Tuesday my time. So in the meantime, I figured we could take some time to talk about preparing for the Escalation update as players. This update is going to make some serious impacts to the meta of the game, and it's been an incredibly powerful topic in my Twitch chat where we have discussed how it will affect the solo player and outfits of varying sizes. I mean, we have a new resource system, the new war assets that are driven by the resource system, and the outfit wars all coming in this one update, all something that a lot of players are going to want to get involved with. So let's have a chat about how I think this update is going to affect those said players, and who is going to benefit as they are now, and who has some work to do to make the most of this new meta. Also guys, take note of the key term in that last sentence there being I think. This is 100% an opinion piece and some predictive thoughts on my behalf. It is in no way, shape or form factual of how things will play out on live when the update hits. The only way we're going to be able to tell how things are going to play out is, well, by playing it on live. Anyway, firstly, let's address things from the perspective of a solo player, someone who doesn't really get into an outfit and is just around to jump in and casually shoot some Planetmans from time to time. Hell, maybe you have a small group of mates that you squad up with for good measure as well from time to time. What is the battlefield going to look like for you? Well, it's quite simple. There is going to be a lot more spectacle on the battlefield. You're going to be battling away somewhere only for a Bastion fleet carrier to show up and boom, you and your mates have got a new challenge that you can help the greater faction fight towards. It's going to be fairly similar to what happens when an outfit works on a player-made base and it starts to become a problem for your faction. You simply, as a regular player, are going to be able to fight in and around that and potentially enjoy it. If you're someone who just enjoys the infantry versus infantry only gameplay and doesn't want to fight Bastion fleet carriers, well, you may need to find a new fight. That's just how this is going to work. Overall, from the perspective of a solo player, your role in this patch is going to be very backseat orientated, I'm not going to lie. You are going to not be pulling in these war assets or participating in outfit wars or really caring about the new resource system, but you are going to be in the battles where these things can have an influence, and therefore your role in everything is going to be very backseat orientated. But let's also take a look at outfits. I mean, this update is the one that aims to hit outfits head on, but what outfits are going to be left best off after the patch in their current practices, and which ones are going to have to pick up the slack a little bit. But before we get too far into this, I wanted to find some terms that I'm going to be using here in the video in the context of how I'm using them, considering that people in the community do have different ways of understanding different terms here, and for the sake of clarity in the video, I want to make some definitions here. So firstly, a small outfit for me is an outfit of 60 members or less that typically sees around a squad or maybe two squads of members in active participation on a regular basis. Now obviously these members can change out and rotate on a weekly basis, but that's typically what I consider to be a small outfit. A midfit for me is normally an outfit of around 60 to 200 members that can normally sport maybe a platoon, maybe a platoon and a half worth of members during ops on a regular basis. And then when we get to the larger scale of things, you know, a lot of people tend to automatically jump to the Zerg fit terminology, but to me, there is one thing that defines an outfit from being a Zerg fit despite their large numbers, and that is their ability to spread their forces across the continent effectively. So for me, if you see an outfit that sports 2 platoons or more worth of troops regularly, but they are spreading those platoons or even those squads amongst those platoons to different bases and only pouring all of their troops back into one territory in situations where it is legitimately needed, I wouldn't consider that a Zerg fit. For me, a Zerg fit is an outfit that uses sheer numbers to their advantage, but in a not very tactical way. Like, if you have 2 platoons of people and you just put a waypoint down and say, everyone go there, that to me is a Zerg fit, and is the difference between what an outfit of larger size that is a little bit more tactical would be doing. Now, granted, the stupidly sized outfits that don't behave like Zerg fits are pretty rare, at least on the Connery server, but I wanted to just create that little bit of a definition there, and a distinct definition for the purposes of the conversation in the video. Now, a lot of conversation in the community has been surrounding the fact that this update is going to be only catering towards the Zerg fits of the game, as with larger numbers and overwhelming forces, they will be able to simply steamroll more bases and put their emblem on more of the map. There is also an argument that by simply steamrolling one lattice, they will be able to gain the most amount of resources among their faction and instantly become the highest rank outfit for Outfit Wars. However, with the changes and the directions the developers have been taking on the test server the last few weeks, I personally believe that the Zergfit style of play, while it may be effective, won't be the most effective route out there, and here is why. All outfits that participate in the capture of a base, regardless of whether or not they actually end up putting their banner on the thing, will receive 5 Araxium for small outposts that they help the capture of, and 25 Araxium for the capture of large outposts and facilities. Now, the outfits that do end up being victorious and put their name on the territory will receive the resources shown on the map every 5 minutes that they own that base for, in a tick-like fashion. So in theory, the best way to earn resources, not only in the sense of participating in as many base captures as possible, but also in the sense of being in contention to put your name on as many bases as possible, comes down to being able to split your forces as efficiently as possible to achieve the best outcome. Zergfits right now, as I look at them, do not effectively delegate their forces at all, and mainly rely on the idea that sending their whole force down one line no matter what is the best course of action. Now, this doesn't account for the fact that a Zergfit may have the odd member participating in a random battle on the map, and therefore, quote-unquote, assists in the capture of a small piece of territory, or hell, a larger tech plant. But by having the odd player there, the potential to properly capture the base and start earning the long-term resource ticks is next to none, thus still not earning the best case scenario. Plus, we have to keep in mind here that large clumps of players eventually attracts a larger clump or an equal amount of enemy players in tow, so Zergs will eventually fight each other and put a stop to their crusade across the continent, pillaging all of the resources on the map. So, with that in mind, I personally think that the most effective way to make the most of the coming meta will be maintaining a presence on multiple fronts, competing with other allied outfits to be the highest scoring and most efficient during the capture of a base to gain the most amount of resources for captured territories, but also the most amount of bases that you can earn ticks over time with. Zergfits pile driving one lane will limit themselves down to one lane, and when an enemy force comes to meet them, that will stop them dead in their tracks. And additionally, Zergfits are not always the highest scoring for a capture. There have been plenty of times where my outfit, that I will happily classify between the small and mid-fit level, have outscored much larger outfits in huge battles and put our names on the base. It's just a common thing that we do because we're able to hold points, score very well, and in turn capture those bases. The smaller outfits, in order to make the most of the system, however, will definitely have to focus on making an impact on the bases that they actually choose to battle at, and also make use of the conversions for the rarer resources that are available on the Sanctuary via the vendors. But I personally believe that outfits of all sizes will at least be able to, in some way, shape or form, make an impact with the new meta that is coming. Not every outfit will make their way into the Outfit Wars categories. That is just the harsh truth. There's just not going to be a place for them in this current build. The larger outfits that are able to delegate their forces across multiple fronts, and the larger outfits that have simply got more members to spare across more territories, are obviously going to earn more resources at a quicker pace and therefore find themselves competing on Desolation more often. I think the larger outfits who follow a more Zergfit mentality will have to change their tactics to beat the outfits who are better at delegating their forces when it comes to the leaderboards, and therefore compete in the Outfit Wars section. But as we know, the developers have made it very clear that this current build of Outfit Wars is not going to be for everyone, and the main amount of content that is coming in this update is mainly focusing on the live gameplay experience, if you will, not the Desolation Outfit Wars experience that we've got coming. So yeah guys, that's kind of a bit of a rambling opinion piece from me. Not gonna lie, I did kind of just write this up out of, you know, a bit of weekend bliss that I'm in right now, and I just wanted to have this chat. It's been a conversation that we've had in my Twitch chat a lot, and I wanted to do it in video form as well. As I said, this is very much an opinion piece. This could be me completely getting it wrong. I could be getting it very, very wrong here with how this is actually going to play out on live. But with how the developers are implementing this mechanic and how I see outfits operating as it is right now, I think there's going to be some changes in meta on a Zerg fit level and on a large scale force delegation level. That's just me though. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video and the gameplay, be sure to backhand the like button. It would be really much appreciated. And if you guys find yourself new to the channel, feel free to backhand the subscribe button whilst you're at it. I'd love to have you guys here for the long term. Be sure to keep an eye out for my engineer guide that'll be coming out early next week, or early this week I guess when this video comes out, and be sure to keep an eye out for a bunch of other exciting announcements coming to the channel very, very shortly, guys. Once again, hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.